Well, now, here are all the parts that makes up the white parts of the Penelope. It's a lot of parts here. A tremendous amount of parts. So much parts that I thought maybe I could put it all on the table. And even though I have a double, I have a very long table here, I have a bit of a mess over there, so couldn't put it up right. Put it in a way that you guys can see it on camera. Also, the lamp would get in the way. Nevertheless, here it is. What do you guys think of that? A lot of issues here. A tremendous amount of issues. And we're going to go over them each and every one. So I did a combination of white and foundation gray using the finisher paints. And I'm going to say this. The finisher paints are great paints. I just need to get more experience on how to use them. I used the finisher paints when I was making the real grade Tall Geese 3 last year. And the white came out nice and shiny. But I was saying to myself, what would it look with pre-shading? And sure enough, it came out to a certain degree okay. But I guess during me spraying the primer, or spraying the white, it developed a little bit of like a weird rough texture to this. Now I commented this on the last video, and someone sent me a message saying it has something to do with the ratio of the thinner, and of course I was doing it too high in the pressure. My pressure was around maybe 25 psi. They said go somewhere in between 10 and 15. But already the damage was done. So, because when you do pre-shading, well, we did it in a different way of pre-shading, and that was because of the fact that I did not have great primer. If I had great primer, then all I had to do was use the black primer and spray paint in the middle areas, in the leading edges. And then all I have to do is paint the inside white, not worrying about getting the outside, the edges, just get the inside in there a bit, and then spray it overall. And I think, even though this technique has been proven successful, it didn't prove very well. And that's where you see some well, there's no inconsistencies here. As a matter of fact, everything you're seeing here came out right. But gray would have been better if I would have maybe made it a little more darker or something like that. But the texture didn't look right. Didn't look right at all. Furthermore, I made a mistake, which I'm not showing it on camera, but I'm going to show it to you right now. Remember those side forearm binders that kind of look like the little Millennium Falcon? Now I painted the blue parts blue, and I covered it up, and I spray painted it white. The problem was I kind of oversaturated it, and this is what it looks like right now. It is a little whiter than normal, and it does not conform to the style that you see here. We'll use that as an example. So like you see, this is way off base, completely way off base. So I'm left with a choice. Either I respray paint everything white so it matches this, or I mask off these guys again, which was a pain in the ass to mask off in the first place. Spray it black. Prime it. Pre-shade it, and redo the white again. So it matches those. And that's what I'm planning to do next. Well, not next. And the reason why I'm saying not next, I'll explain in a few moments. So yeah, that's what I'm going to probably do, because I wanted to match this tone. The tone came out nice. It looks good. And once I put it together with all the blue parts that are here, not to mention the red, yellow, and gray color, metallic gray, I would like to see how it comes out. And these forearms can be removed easily with no issues. So I can actually work on that. That's something I can actually work down the road and retouch up again. Mind you that I'm not going to go crazy with this, because originally we all thought that on April 4th, which happens to be the end of next week, we were all going to be at mosquitocon and bringing our kits to show it to everybody. Thankfully, it's postponed till August because of you guys know what. So I got a lot of time to retouch up this guy, but I'm going to put it together so you guys can see this. Now, going back to the painting, I'm already completely, utterly out of the pure white. So I'm going to have to use another white substitute. I may end up retouching up these parts again. Now, one big question that you guys are probably asking me, what about the photo etch parts? You can't see them. True. Remember, I think I did this last year with Jagan, where I painted it over the photo etch parts. But using a toothpick, I began scraping off the paint over it, so I can expose the metallic. That's something that I can do with this guy. There's also some other things that I come across as issues. One, there were parts of the photo etch that sank a little too deep. I guess when I was making the holes were way too deep than it was. So I may end up putting another photo etch part over it to balance it out, to make it even. The big culprit is with this guy right here. I believe it's this one there and this one there. It's a little too deep. There's a little bit of scarring, so I want to fix that up. Oh, and of course this came out nice with this one, as well as this part here. It came out nice. Now I had photo etch parts here, but two photo etch parts popped out, and I don't know where the hell it was. Again, I have extras. I'm going to put it on top of it, so it's no big loss. Yeah. It's alright. It's okay. Not my best, but it was ambitious. But I'm going to finish it. So let me clear the table, and we're going to do this again. We're going to start building this guy again and see how it looks overall, so we can get it done. This before the month is over. Alright? Let me begin. Alright. So here are the parts that make up the waist, the torso and head. Let's put it together and see how it looks. For starters, I want to pop this out a bit. And for this, push that in a bit, I believe. I think there's a little too much. Now you put these two there, like so. And then stick that there. Followed by this that goes like that. Now, let's put the back one first. Come on, get in there. paint makes it a little bit more difficult. But there it goes. Yep, that slides in. Okay, now let's hope I don't have the same resistance on this end. Oh, good. Very good. Alright, that's good. Excellent. Now then, that goes in there. That. And then this one requires this. That goes the other way. And it goes here. Like so. Alright, that takes care of that. Now, the head. I've already painted the eyes, the blackness of the eyes. As a matter of fact, let's zoom in so you guys can see this. See? It's a lot easier to see now. I was actually going to do green, but then when I looked at the manual, it was red eyes, so leave it that. Leave it the way it is. And we need this. It'll go through there. Now we just gotta pop this one. Glad I didn't glue this together. I would have been having a nightmare here. Alright, I need this one to go there. There we go. And that. Alright, so now put that there. You can barely see the eyes. But we'll figure that out soon enough. Now, this one. And this one. That goes there. That goes here. Then I'll put this one. Actually, let's put this one on first. There we go. And then might as well put this one on. Stay together. There we go. There we go. Alright. That's done. Let's now move on to the next part. Alright, so now these are the parts that make up the arms of the Penelope, or we're still in Odessa mode, so let's take care of that. I forgot to remove a little bit of the tape. Just take it out first. Yeah, I gotta redo this again. Let me take care of this first. This is going to be a bit of a chore. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to come back to this. Do this right. Just a little bit, not too much though, because eventually I'm going to have to remove it. And put that there. That takes care of that. Then we have this part. That goes there. Now then, for this, slide that down here. Put these two on. Oh, I need this. Put that here. Like so. And then that one goes in like that. That closes that up. Have that here. I have the fist, but I'm going to keep the open hand on this one. And I'm not pushing this all the way, just so I can pop it out later on down the road. So, these parts are done. Just wish I could have done a better job on this, but it is what it is. Alright, let's move on to the next part of the build. Alright, next up is the legs of the Odessa. Penelope Odessa, you could say. And a little prep work here with the foot first. So we take this, put that here. Then we take this, slide that up here. And oh, I forgot something. Here it is. Alright, so we got that one here. This part goes here. Alright, that completes the foot. For the leg, first we got to put these guys here. I didn't do a lot of appreciating on this part. I don't know why it didn't come out right, but this can be always, you know, revisit it again. There we go. And we take, oh, now remember this one, that I cut the inside of this so I can actually slide it down. And just what to do is slide it down all the way until it snaps in, or you find the actual notch, which is this way. Sorry. There we go. And if you want to lock it into place, put this one on. So if anybody don't now, so for those of you who don't remember, probably because you guys have been watching, this part is split into two here. So what I did was I glued it, I sanded it down so it's nice and even, and I cut the holes inside so it slides up, and that's it, you're done. Simple, right? Now we take these two, take the yellow parts, put them in here. There we go. And then we just put these two right here. One goes there. Oh! And then have this little part here. Goes there. Close them up. Put this one back here. There we go. This one here. Oops. And then we we have this that goes like that. And close it up like so. Come on. There we go. Actually, that has to be like that because it doesn't have a boot. And now we just have this one. And there you go. So this leg is complete. This leg is complete. However, the other leg, which I did finish to verify everything, is complete too. The only problem is, though, it's missing its knee. I must have misplaced it because I did paint it. I paint both of them. I must have put it someplace that I thought I put. For whatever reason, I thought it was inside the box. I have to look for it. So yeah, I'm missing a part, but I should be able to find it hopefully soon. But don't worry, it's there. It's somewhere around here. But it's done. Let me just finish up these parts. Let me go on to the next part of the build. Okay, so the next part of the build is going to be the waist unit. But I made another discovery that I was missing another part, and that happens to be the part that goes in between here to hold this up. And I was like, damn it, how can I forget this? Or, well, then again, with so many parts painting, I actually didn't realize it. And then, lo and behold, I was like saying to myself, wait a minute, I think I remembered this. Where was this? And then, sure enough, it was on the shelf, thinking that it fell off of one of my other kits. And here it is, not painted in white. So there it is for that, which now is another part I have to now paint. But at least I didn't lose it. Just now I have to paint it. Oh my god, I'm going nuts here. So, I'm going to put that there. Now, clearly this will be here temporarily speak. Then we have these parts here, which now I hopefully, let's see how it comes out, because there is those middle parts there, but you can barely notice it. Let's see. There we go. And then, oh, that goes here. And then this goes there. And then put that there. And put this here. Alright. Alright, so there's the waist unit. Now complete. Sans the unpainted middle part. But at least I didn't lose it. Let's put this kit together and see how it looks like overall before we do final assembly. So give me a minute. Oh, there it is, the Odessa. Sans one part missing and one part not painted, but overall looks good. Pre-shitting came out nice in certain areas. The back came out good. I like it, and at least it's not it's not collapsing like it did before when I was at my original place. So things are a little bit stiffer now because it's, you know, it's a painted kit. That's the one of the many benefits of painting a painted kit, is that, you know, it strengthens the kit and you don't have to worry about it tipping over. It's subtle with the foundation gray, especially right here on the skirt, on the legs. I didn't do no foundation gray on here. Maybe I should have. I can probably end up doing that as well. Maybe once I retouch up the whole thing again, I'll paint this middle part foundation gray. I did foundation gray on the shoulders, as you could see there. Nothing on this, since it's going to be covered up soon. This part is foundation gray, and clearly this part has foundation gray here and here. And nothing on the waist, of course. Nothing on the arms. That's pretty much it. Yeah, I'm batting 1,000 here. Or you could say batting negative 1,000. Okay, with that being said, let me clear the table and begin the assembly of the Penelope pack and put this on and see how it looks overall.